All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. Morning, Peter, Doctor, Jimmy. How are y'all doing? Hopefully, everybody survived FOMC yesterday. Looks like we're about to get a simplicity here, but I just sat down and looking at my charts, so I'm not hopping in. There was an entry above this dynamic magnet, but I haven't fully analyzed what's going on yet, so don't know if I would take it. Yeah, doing great. I didn't take a trade yesterday, so it's a good thing. 0 is better than red. We have unemployment claims at 8:30 in 10 minutes, so and then another little small news item. So we do have this mini magnet right here, right above, between this dynamic magnet and mini magnet was the simplicity entry. So I do like the simplicity, but there's not a lot of room between that and that mini magnet. It actually just made it through, but I'll just wait and see if I can get a LRE. We have the 30 tick. That's the mini magnet I was talking about. Went right through. An LRE would be below it now. Let's see if there's some nice target up here at the top, about 855. This deviation, mini magnet, all this up here. Looking left, we do have a couple rejected areas right here where this Xbox was, which looking left, there was a cluster and some OP in this area. So it couldn't go back above it. 1, 2, this would be the third try. So it may go now, but we'll see. Morning, Bill. Morning, Jean. Oh, that popped down. Shot down there. This would be an LRE right here, but with that shooting down like that, I'm not sure I want to hop in this. And plus, we got, like I said, we have that unemployment claims coming up in about 7.5 minutes. So this is where I did want to take an LRE from. But you see this big bar for LRE is okay, but not for some jumping into simplicity. But with it shooting down like that, that means that's just, I don't like to just hop in when it just shoots down or has any kind of movement like that. It would have won, but when it has a spike like that, you never know. Maybe the market just could have woke up and just started shooting down or something. So that was yeah, better be safe. Dang, unknown trader, you put too many contracts on. Move the market. Keep it going long for us. Morning, Jim. Yeah, so I'm just going to give it a minute. That was enough for LRE though. For a nice 25 ticks. Entry would have been here. 819-ish. Yeah, that was enough. But I hate spikes. I like it when it moves nice and smooth. Overall, since about 5:30 a.m., somewhere in that area, it just kind of created like this little range, big range. And also, if you look at the 50 tick chart, you know how I always look for breakout bars, 4-bar chop breakout. We had 4-bar chop breakout and then a up close bar. So that's telling me, the market's just not wanting to go into a trend right now. If a breakout bar didn't go anywhere. And then what do we have there? We have the deviation. So, see, you can look. All these chop bars here, breakout bar, go. Little 3-bar chop, breakout bar, go. 3-bar chop, breakout bar, at least one more bar down. And then here failed. Just like back here failed. So that's an area probably wouldn't want to play in. And if you look, that became settlement. So, usually a reason why these deviations are so powerful. They're implied. I don't know if you know. They're implied moves of the market. The expected moves. Got about 4.5 minutes or 3.5 minutes till the news comes out. Unemployment claims. I think it'll move the market, but I don't think it'll be that bad. Not today. The biggest thing, of course, was yesterday. Morning, Vegas. All right, we got news about to, there it goes. Now it's out. Yeah, looks like thought I'd move it a little bit more, but yeah, as expected, not too much. You can see on the 30 tick a pretty clear, defined zone here, as well as the 50 tick. We're on the fourth bar of chop here. So just waiting for a move. Simplicity just went long. Let's see if we actually go somewhere now. And we do have a 4-bar chop on the 50 tick. Got to keep in mind, though, if this does go long, we got stopped a couple times right up here. So just more waiting. That's the 30 tick right up here in this area. Volume's good. Liquidity seems pretty good. Just not a lot of movement.
Orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Okay, it's trying to make its way up here. Let's see if it'll go. It's going slow. That's what it's doing. You can see this wall is clearly a resistance on the 10 tick. So definitely waiting to see if it can break above that wall. There's the simplicity. Look how choppy. Making its way higher, but look at the choppy bars here. It's pretty ugly. Let's see if it can go, though. of course, there was already a simplicity entry, so I'm just looking for a pullback, LRE. I would like for it to run up a decent way and come back down to that wall and take a long off that wall. But see what happens. I feel like if it actually breaks the wall, like we get one full 10 tick bar above the wall, it'll just run for a little bit. But maybe not, because price action's pretty weak right now. We almost have a full bar above. 10 tick bar. 834 would be a breakout bar for the 50 tick chart. So up here, 834. 10 tick, this bar would need to close at 831 to get a full bar above. There we go. Now, let's see if it keeps going. If it lays a 10 tick mini magnet on this wall, that'd be nice. And go up. Doesn't look like it wants to, though. Right now, it doesn't. It's just, I mean, look at this simplicity chart. It's long, but man, look at this. All these wicks, chop. Ooh, we need that to clean up some. We're almost up there to a breakout bar. 834 for the 50 tick. Getting close, but like I said, once it hits 834, if it does, that's the top of this chop box. So we'll have to be a little bit careful. Look for something strong if we take a long. You can see simplicity is kind of consolidating a little bit here. So we need this to, definitely need this to go above 834 before I'm looking for a long. Because right now, this could be the end. Like if I take a pullback, I mean, this could be literally the end resistance again. So I'd want this to come up here first. Higher. There we go. Now we got the breakout bar closed on the 50 tick. As I said, we got to be careful though, because looking left. And we got a red eye zone right here now. But if we can get something, an LRE off this wall, something nice, make a little higher high right now. There we go. And then come back and give a long off this wall with something HD or something decent, then I may take that for a little scalp. Yeah, I got a little ugly there again, but now we do have a nicer, higher high. And if you look at the 30 tick, right now we're at this top again, and it kind of wants to put a mini magnet So if this does pull back to the wall, I still will take a long off the wall if we get something nice because, well, it's going now. There we go. I like this better. But what I was going to say, I would still take it because of how much of a resistance on the 10 tick this wall was. So coming back to test it, more than likely it would have bounced enough to give us a scalp. 20, 25 ticks. But I like this better now that it continued. So now that it broke that high looking left, it broke all this. The last 2 times that I couldn't get up there. So now an LRE would be right here at about 830, 830.50. Putting up some OP up here though, but 830, yeah, we have enough room still. That's the thing, you just want at least enough room to profit before it comes back. Now it'd be about 834 right off this mini magnet, which was the top on the left. So we got to make sure we have about 5 points in there. Morning, Tony. If it pulls back to this mini magnet, I'll probably take it. We're building up some, getting it. If it does pull back to this mini magnet, it'll probably have HD by then because we're already at 100%. Yeah, we have HD, so this can come down to this mini magnet, or where an LRE would be at about 3250. It'll probably end up being where this mini magnet is. Lots of HD. We do have all those ZOIs and stuff there. Nothing on the 30 tick has formed though. We have a lot of HD. We have one little chop bar, coil chop, but if this keeps coming down, it'll still be HD. But if it starts chopping, then I won't take it. If it continues, there we go. Oh man, that's spiked. See, there's that spike. We got a cluster on the 30 tick now. Yeah, lots of HD. But this thing is spiking again. Lots of HD. I'm not trusting it though, because the way it just spiked down, so I'm out. I'm not taking it. It's trying to lay a mini magnet on 30 now though. Kind of like this setup. A lot of HD. This may come back down to the wall. I'm going to sit this one out. I was thinking about getting in right now because it's trying to lay that mini magnet on the... Oh, yeah. I'm glad I stayed out of that one. Dang. I do not like the price action right now. I was considering getting in because it was trying to lay that mini magnet there. It had a little 10 tick setup it was potentially trying to do. Nearly like 1900% HD, but Man, glad I didn't get in. Yeah, that 30 tick cluster, it was up at the top though. So there would have been enough room to profit before, but yeah, it was kind of weird. And then this spike, man. Yeah, it's still because technically it is HD until it goes below this area right here. So it's got to go below this wick to not be considered HD anymore. Which it didn't go below, you can see. But still, I mean, we have that big old spike. There's no way I'm going long right there. That was ugly. Ugly, ugly. So glad I didn't get into that one. Because after also, when that was happening up here, you remember when there's areas of resistance and it breaks through, it likes to come back and test it. It may not become support. It sometimes can be, but it just wasn't it with all this choppy up here and OP and it coming down this mini magnet. As soon as it started coming below, that's when I almost said, I was starting to say it may want to come back down and test this wall. And that's when it shot down. Yeah, you're right. It did go to the top of that other chop box on the left. But that wick, so breakout bar and then this wick, it going up made me think, okay, we might be going up to the deviation. And it got close, but got rejected hard. So also, I think I've shown y'all that I keep a 5-minute just plain chart just to see trend as well. And take a look at it. That's what we're looking at right now. Right here. It's where we've been since 6:30, 6 a.m. It's pretty ugly. No real defined trend either. And then all this is just a 21 moving average. And then the high of the day, the open. So just to see if trend, because like this, obviously right here, I could see we're in a trend. Overall, like the overall daily trend. Since everything with simplicity and LRE is about trends. We don't need, like, I'll go against the overall trend, daily trend too, but I just need to see that it is in a trend, because if you have a really big trend going long for the whole day, obviously you are going to have big pullbacks. And within those pullbacks, you might get a simplicity short and an LRE short. So that's fine. But at least I know the market's trending overall for the day. And like right now, it is not. It was, but then looks like the London Open had it trending up for a little bit, and then that died out. Man, we've got a lot of volume, 108,000 in volume, and there's a lot of orders in these bars. But, okay, so here's a good pointer. So if you look at the bars, like this one, for example, what makes the market move? An imbalance of orders. Imbalance of orders. But if you look here, it's very close to being balanced on all these price lines. 10, 12, 12, 11, 13, 13. Little imbalance there. Little imbalance there. So in this area, these three ticks imbalance, but then 20, 22, 14, 13. So there's a lot of price lines. 31, 31, 22, 23. A lot of price lines that does not have an imbalance of orders. And that is why the market's not moving. Even though there's a lot of volume, a lot of liquidity, there's not that big of an imbalance of orders. That's literally the only thing that moves the market is the imbalance of orders. The 240 chart. Oh, yeah. That's that high flux up there. Yep. Right up to it. 13,080. Pull that over. Right there. Spiked all the way up. Right at the close. And then shot down. It's almost 9. Couple minutes till 9. We've had very little movement this morning. You know, it could be also we haven't had an open since FOMC yesterday, so they'll probably figure out where they want the market to go after the open. So pre-market, nobody's really in there yet. None of the big boys to determine what they want the market to do or where the market's going to go after the FOMC yesterday. You can see we've had, since I've been on, right before 820, but here's an 820 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on our 5th 50 tick bar since I've been on during my trading session. So, and it's only had 100 ticks of range. And I go for 25 ticks on a trade. So that just goes to show you, I've not had a lot of room to try to get a trade in there. The market's only moved 3/4 more than what I need for a profit target. Yes, Ross, it does. It does show points. You can change it to show points if you want. I'll show you. So right here, you can set it for points or ticks. And there's a couple of updates coming out that's being worked on right now, where you can you're going to be able to select the dollar amount, because I've had some requests for dollar, even though it shows here on the chart trader, but I'm also working on getting it to calculate to where you can choose if you want it to be based on unrealized profit or realized profit. That way, some people want it to trigger on unrealized profit. That way, if you're in a trade, mid-trade, and it hits your target, it'll close out all your trades for you. But I've had some requests on that. I personally don't use that because I don't want it to knock me out of trades, but some people do want that, so it'll just be an option. Morning, Daniel. I heard YM say Lorex. Just kind of curious to see what it looks like. Oh, yeah, it was a little coil chop Lorex elevator. And it got the win. Not sure if it was one to take, but, well, I mean, it was maybe. I don't know. See if we can get below this deviation here and create a trend. Okay, busting the two lower flux levels. It's 9 o'clock, so a couple minutes after 9. So we've got, some bigger volume, bigger players coming in the market. Always after 9. Usually get a little boost. Volume's up to 110,000 now. We are at the bottom, though, of that zone that we've been in. So we'll have to see if we can continue or what's going to happen. 50-tick chart at the bottom there, heading towards the bottom. Yes, Mr. M, I did migrate to the new NT. I just did that this week, actually. I was holding out, but I picked up a Trade Evade account that I do trade on NinjaTrader. And if you trade Trade Evade accounts on NinjaTrader, then it's required that you update to the new NinjaTrader. It's all worked great, though. And actually, I feel like it imported everything I had. So I literally had to do nothing, just update. It could be just me thinking that, but it feels more responsive. But not really any difference for me. Because I still do the desktop and all that. No web-based. The only difference is every time you open the program itself, you have to log in. Put in a password and log in just to open the program. All right, we have a simplicity short. We are at the bottom, like I said, so let's not taking a simplicity entry here. But I will look for an LRE if we can get some better movement. We got ODD on the 10 tick, 30%. It's not a setup, but it's ODD with a big hill, little hill here. So I'm looking for this to move more to continue short before I look to go short. So I don't want this to go right back up into that zone. Let's see. If we can head down towards that wall, would be good. Take a short right in this area, but you have 800, so you got to watch out for that. If we could break 800, come back and go short somewhere in there, and profit before this wall, then that'd be decent. Oh, you gotta do that, Tony. You gotta do that in the indicators. So in the indicators in the Lorex settings, it'll say enable audio alert for setup A and setup B, and you just check those boxes. I'll show you in a minute, but I don't want to flip over to that right this second in case NQ continues short here. If we had a better simplicity going short, I would like this LRE to go short right here because we have some nice HD off the double fluxes and a potential mini magnet on the 30 to push it down. What I don't like is this, it just didn't go down far enough for me. So I could start chopping here and go up. But, say simplicity was in a cleaner trend down and then pulled back up to where it is right now, I would have liked that. Still might get the win, but it's a little more risky for me on that one. Hasn't clearly, because you can see simplicity got sideways. That big bar. If this was a nicer trend down, clean trend down, pull back to that, then I would have taken it. But it wasn't clean. I always look for clean. This, boom, chop, 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 chop. And as you can see, it's not great. Like I said, it still may come down, but I would hate to be sitting in this trade right now. Because I would have been in, let's say, at 809. That would have been 8, 9, 10, 11 ticks in the negative, and I only have a 15 tick stop. So my stop would be like right at the ZOI, probably right behind it. You got the double clusters right there. That's what helped create this chop. So yeah, that's why I avoided that one. Well, now simplicity did reset, so there's not going to be a trade right this second. So I'll go ahead and show you, Tony. So this is YM. Oh, let me switch the screen. YM here. Go to your indicators. Lorex detector. And then right here, set up A alerts. I do potential audio, confirmed audio. That way it tells you potential and when there's actually confirmed. And then for setup B also, potential and confirmed audio. And that's it. Well, after it resets, like right now, it's reset. But so now it's either gonna, obviously we know it can either go up, down, or chop. So I wait and see, okay, if it continues, if it starts going long, do I want to take a long? Is there a target? Does the sniper charts, the 10 tick, 30 tick tell me, that it won't have trouble if it's going long from here? Or with the reset, I just wait for the next move. I'm just waiting to see if it's going to start at long. Because we're in this zone, I'm not looking to take any entries right now. Because we're in this big zone right here where we haven't had any trend. And then the 50 tick, we haven't really had any trend at all. So I'm looking for, because simplicity is all about trends. So if this continues up, if this goes long and continues up, it may have, this may be a morning where you could just scalp simplicity for small trades, but I typically don't like to do that. I like to wait for good looking breakouts. But since it's staying in this zone, like simplicity may go long here. And if it gives me a pullback LRE in the middle of any of this zone area, I'm not going to take it because there's a lot of junk in the middle. And they may work, but like right here, we got clusters in the middle. There's some chop. So I just wait to see if it cleans up. Like I would have preferred this to continue short, like I was saying, and make a nice trend short and look for a pullback to continue my short. But it got hung up. Now it's trying to go long. But I wouldn't take any pullback in here. I'd want this to continue long because I like to wait for it to make nice, clean trends. But it's 9:11 now in the morning. And pretty sure I'm not going to get a trade because I don't think it's just going to clean up real nice in the next few minutes. Yeah, no problem, MJ. Yeah, that's what Daryl, if you haven't dug into a lot of the videos yet, the webinars and stuff on simplicity, I mean, that's what he preaches a lot, is just not taking every simplicity trade. You got to, obviously learn how simplicity works, but then start looking at the 30 tick and 10 tick charts to make sure, that there's clear paths, things like that, nothing in the way, or at least nothing big, and just kind of pairing it together.
Double cluster NQ.
And same thing, like if we're taking LREs and this starts going cleanly up, right back up in this area, if we get back in this area and it starts trying to pull back and give an LRE somewhere in here, I mean, I'm not very excited to take it because that just means we're going to be in the middle of all this. Unless if there's a nice, a good reason to take it. Like, we know this wall was a lot of resistance and it broke it here a little bit and came back down. And then look how it had some chop, rejected at the wall again. Came all the way down. Now it's trying to break that wall. So this wall is very strong. So if we get a clean move up and then pull back to this wall and gives a setup or starts laying a mini magnet, HD, something nice off this wall, I'm willing to take it. But at the moment, it looks like that wall is keeping price below it rather than bouncing and continuing long like it did back here. It's keeping price below it.
Potential TX on NQ.
But as it made its way up right now, you see it just came back and tested the wall and laid a paw on the wall and then continued up. So that's a good sign that maybe this could be becoming support. But we'll see. And then obviously we're getting closer and closer to the dark zone in the open, so and double clusters right here. Potential Lorex short right here. With a potential Lorex short on the 30 tick. Look at that. So I would not take an LRE right this second. Because we have simplicity cleaned up a little better, but same area it's getting hung up on. Just going to give it a couple more minutes, see if this continues long and gives a nice trend or not, but I'm not really expecting it.
Potential TX on YM.
See now on this 10 tick, I don't think it will. Well, see, it was trying to lay a mini magnet on this wall. If it laid a mini magnet here and closed up, that'd be another good sign that it'll continue pushing up. It didn't lay the mini magnet, but yeah, this is better. It would have been better if this was a mini magnet versus a paw for the Lorex here. There's not much else. It's not coming off of anything. It doesn't have OPR. It doesn't really have anything else to go with it other than just it being a TX with a cluster. But the 30 tick does. Well, it went away, but it had OPR just now. And there's a star 9 low volume score right here. So this could push it down. And any Lorex I've ever seen on the 30 tick always has one more bar close short, or the same direction. But again, this is a Paul and not a mini magnet, and the OPR went away on there as well. Oh, right here. Oh, really? Unknown trader? I guess that makes sense. Oh, you're right. Because if I go to my in Ninja Trader, yeah, you can't enter a license anymore. Pull this over and go here. Normally it'll have your license key. That's just third-party licensing. Normally you'll have your license key and you can click that and enter in a key. And it's not there anymore. So that makes sense. Which is kind of annoying, but makes sense. All right, y'all. I don't like the price action anyways, and it's 9:18. So I'm going to call it a day. No trade for me this morning. Yeah, I'm going to call it a day. And then tomorrow, come back tomorrow. So y'all be careful for the new home sales news at 10 a.m. Other than that, looks like the morning's pretty clear. Yeah, looks like the rest of the morning's pretty clear. So hope y'all have a great day. Thanks for joining me. As always, trade well. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.